What happens after Queen Elizabeth passes? What will happen following Queen Elizabeth's death, and when will the next royal take the throne? There have been inquiries about what will happen once Queen Elizabeth dies and who will succeed to the throne since the news of her death on September 8 at the age of 96. The announcement that the Queen had passed away stated, "The Queen died peacefully at Balmoral this afternoon," came from Buckingham Palace. The King and the Queen Consort will spend this evening and tomorrow in Balmoral before flying back to London. King George VI and Queen Elizabeth's first child is Queen Elizabeth II. In February 1952, upon the passing of her father, she was crowned Queen of the United Kingdom as well as the other Commonwealth nations. At the time, she was 25 years old. From November 1947 until his passing in April 2021, Prince Philip, a former Prince of Greece and Denmark, was her husband. Charles, Prince of Wales, and Princess Royal, Prince Andrew, Duke of York, and Prince Edward, Earl of Wessex are the 4 children they had together. On September 8, 2022, Buckingham Palace declared that Queen Elizabeth had been placed under medical monitoring as a result of her doctor's worry. The statement said, "Following another assessment this morning, the Queen's doctors are concerned for Her Majesty's health and have advised she remain under medical monitoring. The Queen is still relaxed and in Balmoral." Additionally, the palace affirmed that Prince Charles, Camilla Parker Bowles, and Prince William were informed of the Queen's condition right away. Scandal: the Queen's health was revealed 7 months after Hollywood Unlocked erroneously claimed she had passed away at 95. Following confirmation from Buckingham Palace that the Queen had tested positive for COVID-19 following close contact with Prince Charles, who had had the illness earlier that month, the rumors surfaced mere days later. At the time, Hollywood Unlocked published a bogus story claiming that the Queen was found dead after having planned to attend a wedding. "We regret to tell you of the passing of Britain's Queen Elizabeth," the website said at the time. "Queen Elizabeth has passed away, according to our unique information from sources close to the royal kingdom. Despite being found dead, she was supposed to be at the wedding of British Vogue editor Edward Ninful." Even while the website did not reference any official palace sources, Jason Lee, the CEO and founder of Hollywood Unlocked, supported the publication's assertions on Twitter. At the time, he tweeted, "We don't post lies and I always stick by my sources." Awaiting the palace's official statement, Lee reaffirmed his position by saying, "I've never lied," on Instagram. "I've never made a mistake, we don't post lies and I always stick by my sources. I believe my sources, in a numbered list." Hollywood Unlocked's claims were verified to be false despite Lee's claims. What transpires then if Queen Elizabeth passes away? Continue reading to learn who succeeds the Queen and who will be the next monarch of the United Kingdom. What occurs if Queen Elizabeth passes away? What occurs if Queen Elizabeth II passes away? Politico claims that Buckingham Palace has a strategy in place in the event that the Queen passes away. If the Queen passes away in London, the plan is known as Operation London Bridge, and if she passes away in Scotland, it is known as Operation Union. There will be activity for 10 days following the death of the Queen. What occurs right after Queen Elizabeth passes away? United Kingdom government authorities will be informed of the Queen's passing right away / on what is known as D-Day / using the code phrase, D-Day, it is said. The Queen's private secretary will inform the Prime Minister, while other top ministers and officials will receive official notice from Buckingham Palace before the general public. The governments of the countries for which she is the head of state as well as the Commonwealth nations, for which she is regarded as a symbolic leader, will also be informed of the Queen's passing. Following notification of the Queen's passing to government officials, the news will subsequently be made public in a release to the British Press Association. Whitehall's flags will all be flown at half-mast. Additionally, Buckingham Palace will put on shows of sorrow, such as posting dark images on its official social media pages and websites and pinning a notice about a Black Death to the London Palace's gates. Official statements from the British Prime Minister and royal family are also anticipated. Prince Charles, Prince of Wales, the eldest son of the Queen, will make a transmission to the United Kingdom at 6 p.m. local time as the country's new king. That evening, a memorial service will also be held at St. Paul's Cathedral. Plans for the Queen's funeral, which is anticipated to take place 10 days after her passing, will also be revealed by the British royal family. The day following Queen Elizabeth's passing, what happens? Prime Minister Liz Truss, who was welcomed by Queen Elizabeth in September 2022, and her cabinet will greet the Queen's coffin at St. Pancras Station the day after she passes away. Operation Union will be carried out in the event that the Queen passes away in Balmoral, Scotland, and if at all feasible, her remains will be conveyed to London by royal train. If the train can't be used, Operation Overstudy will be used and her body will fly instead. What occurs the third and fourth days following Queen Elizabeth's passing? After Queen Elizabeth dies, Prince Charles, who is now king, will begin his tour of the UK on the third and fourth day. The day before the Queen's funeral, Charles is anticipated to have finished touring the entire nation. A practice for the Queen's funeral procession from Buckingham Palace to the Palace of Westminster will be held on the fourth day following her passing. What occurs on the fifth day following Queen Elizabeth's passing? The procession of Queen Elizabeth's casket from Buckingham Palace to the Palace of Westminster will take place on the fifth day following her passing. In Westminster Hall, the service comes to a close. What occurs on the sixth day following Queen Elizabeth's passing? Following the procession, the Queen's casket will stay in the Palace of Westminster for 3 days, where members of the public will be able to pay their respects beginning on the sixth day following her demise. The state funeral procession rehearsal will take place on the sixth day following the Queen's passing. For the Queen's funeral, VIPs from overseas and heads of state from other nations will begin to arrive. What transpires during the funeral for Queen Elizabeth? The Prime Minister and Queen Elizabeth decided before her passing that the day of Queen Elizabeth's funeral shall be referred to as a day of national mourning. Additionally, the day will be a bank holiday in the UK. If it falls on a weekend or a bank holiday already observed, no additional day off will be granted. While not required, employers are encouraged to offer their workers the day off. Westminster Abbey will host the Queen's funeral. Midday will also see a 2-minute moment of quiet across the United Kingdom. Before the Queen is laid to rest in the King George VI Memorial Chapel of Windsor Castle, a committal service will be held there. Who's next in line for the throne? Line of succession. Prince Charles will ascend to the crown when his mother Queen Elizabeth II passes. Here's what the line of succession for the throne will be once Charles becomes king, according to the royal family site. Prince Charles, King. 1. Prince William, Charles's first child. 2. Prince George, William and Kate Middleton's first child. 3. Princess Charlotte, William and Kate's second child. 4. Prince Louis, William and Kate's third child. 5. Prince Harry, William's brother and Charles's second child. 6. Archie Mountbatten-Windsor, Harry and Meghan Markle's eldest child. 7. Lilibet Mountbatten-Windsor, Harry and Meghan Markle's youngest child. 8. Prince Andrew, Charles's younger brother and the Queen's third child. When does Prince Charles become king? Prince Charles is now the king. According to the British Order of Succession, Charles came to the throne immediately after his mother, Queen Elizabeth, passed away today at the age of 96. King Charles immediately assumes the throne of the United Kingdom, just as Queen Elizabeth did when her father, King George VI, passed away.